Hi guys, welcome to another video. For this video, I'd just like to talk briefly about a fantastic book I picked up yesterday whilst I was out shopping in Liverpool, and that book is called Ghostland, and it's written by Edward Parnell. Now, when I saw this book, in Waterstones, and I read the blurb, I thought to myself, I've just got to have that, because as well as being a writer of paranormal fiction and true paranormal, I also love watching, TV plays, movies about the paranormal. Well, of course, if you've been following me, you know exactly what I mean. But this is a fantastic book by the looks of it. I'll just read you the blurb anyway, just to give you an idea of the book. Now, this is a deeply moving meditation on memory, grief, and loss, and of the redemptive power of stories and nature. Now, in his late 30s, Edward Parnell found himself trapped in a nightmare of a recurring family tragedy. So he turned to his bookshelves, finding comfort in the ghosts and wild places that obsessed him as a boy. Now, this is a part memoir, part travelogue. Ghostland journeys around the ancient stones, stark shores and folkloric woodlands of Britain's spectred isle. From the uncanny tales of M.R. James, the great ghost story writer, and Charles Dickens, to the on-screen horrors of The Wicker Man, one of my all-time favourite supernatural movies, and some disturbing 1970s children's television, Edward explores what has haunted other writers, filmmakers and artists, and what is haunting him. So there you go, guys. That's the blurb of Ghostland, in search of a haunted country. Now, this is a fantastic book. As I say, I've skimmed through it really. I haven't actually started it yet. But not only has it got some great chapters on such memorable productions, as I say, The Wicker Man, and things like that, and the ghost stories for Christmas. It's got some great photographs in it as well. I'll just show you a couple of them. There you go. So it's basically, as I say, it's part of travelogue, and it's part a coverage of the traditional English ghost stories and folk tales. That I say that they've been on the telly and films have been made of them and that. And it really goes into detail about the locations and that. Some of the stones and that, and the ancient relics. And there's M.R. James, the great ghost story writer, guys. Yeah, noted for his English ghost stories, especially at Christmas. Yeah, he says quite a bit about M.R. James in here. Some fantastic photographs in it. So if you love British folklore and the history of British ghost stories, I think this is the book for you. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's got a great what's the name at the end as well. It's got like an index and that, and acknowledgements and that. Yeah, it's got like a detailed index of all the subjects he covers. Covers such horror movies as The Stepford Wives, as I say, The Wicker Man, and even some of the children's spooky TV shows like The Owl Service. I don't know if any of you remember that from late 60s, early 70s. It was shown on a Sunday afternoon around about tea time. I used to watch it. I've actually ordered the set, off Amazon and the book. Yeah, I forget. I don't remember too much about it, but it's quite an eerie story involving this dinner service, what this girl finds in the attic, and she starts hearing strange noises. But that's about all I remember from it. So when I do that and I watch it, I'll do a review of that, The Owl Service. But getting back to this book, this is a fantastic book. This, if you love your English ghost stories and your English folklore, this author certainly knows his stuff. Yeah, some fantastic photos. The old famous one, "A Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad," by M.R. James. If you're not familiar with that story, that was part of the BBC Ghost Stories for Christmas, where this guy goes on holiday to this place by the sea, and he finds this old whistle on the beach and that, you know, very, very antiquated whistle. And he takes it back to his hotel, you know, the guest house where he's staying. And he blows it. Oh, this creepy apparition comes into the room. Oh, yeah, one of M.R. James's greatest stories, Oh, Whistle, and I'll Come to You, My Lad. And it's covered in this book, guys, yeah, along with many, many other classic English ghost stories, folklore. Oh, yeah, the author certainly knows his stuff here, to judge by the, you know, the blurb, yeah. Edward Parnell lives in a medieval market town near Norwich and has an MA in creative writing from the University of East Anglia. He has been the recipient of an Escalator Award from the National Centre for Writing and Winston Churchill Travelling Fellowship. The Listeners, 2014, was his first novel and was the winner of the Rethink New Novels Prize, yeah. Somebody's described the book here, Ghostland. Ghostland is a delicious, creepy gothic gazetteer to a British landscape filled with folkloric, literary and filmic spirits, avian auguries and natural history, and a deeply touching personal grief that speaks to the hauntedness of childhood memory. Yeah. Ghostland is both a haunting and entertaining with an enthusiast love for that which is out of kilter with the everyday. Yeah, so it's basically, yeah, it's a marvellous blend of travel writing, history and grief memoir. Ghostland provides not only a seance with the author's lost family, but also a premonition of his dazzling literary future. So there you go, guys. If you like your English folklore and you like movies like The Wicker Man, TV series like The Owl Service, and folk horror in general, I'd highly recommend that you pick this book up. It promises to be a great read, yeah. And as I say, I love the illustrations and that, and a great illustration there at the back there, and the photographs and that. The author really goes into detail and that. You know, he even broaches the subjects of other authors like Algernon Blackwood, people like that, who are famous for their ghost stories and that. You know, yeah. So if you're familiar with the old ghost stories of old, you'll some of these names you'll recognise right away, yeah. So I'm really made up with this. I'm looking forward to starting this. The Man Whom the Trees Loved. I love the way he's put the photos of the ancient the building, and there's the Wicker Man. Yeah, each year another even larger statue is set alight on the Saturday evening of the Wicker Man Festival. This one remains as a testament to the now lost events. Yeah, so there you go, guys. That's me review of Ghostland in Search of a Haunted Country by Edward Parnell. Have you read this book? I'd be very interested to read what you thought of it. Yeah, leave your comments down below. Yeah, and yeah, highly recommend it. If you love English ghost stories and folk horror, you'll find it all in this book, guys. Yeah, absolute mine of information, and I like the way, to judge by the blurb, I like the way the author seems to have tied in his own sort of like the problems in his life with the ghosts, you know, the ghosts of Britain and folklore and that, yeah, all intertwined, yeah. Okay, so that's my review of Ghostland. I hope you enjoyed this book review, and if you like it, you know, give it a thumbs up, and please feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and all going well. I'll talk to you all again soon. Cheers.